What's up, Logang? In case you're new to the scene, let me introduce myself. My name's the Marketician of Black Chaos, and for the last 10 years, I've been helping Yu-Gi-Oh! Players completely ignore the underlying game for the cardboard pieces that they're purchasing, and instead stockpile a portfolio that rivals a 401k. Actually, that's, not too hard to do these days. I'm just gonna assume you clicked this video because of this.
Out of everything I bought, this is probably what I'm most excited about. This is a first edition Yu-Gi-Oh! Box that maybe has a first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon in it. When we rip this on Rip It, this is gonna be an epic night. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, that's right. My personal hero and pick for the 2028 Republican presidential nomination, fuck you, Jake, Logan Paul is getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! And based on his jaunts into Pokemon, One Piece, and Alestrals, I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen to the community. Today, I'm gonna give all of you fledgling investors all the tools necessary to start flipping a profit by flipping cardboard. As they say in Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's time for my trap card to draw 2 cards. So many of you may be wondering, where can I get the capital necessary to start buying these cards in sufficient enough quantities to profit? Well, if you've been following my money-making course on Metafy, you're already well aware, but your home actually has a substantial amount of equity attached to it. Please flip in my book, Road of the King, to the section about taking out a reverse mortgage. If you instead live with your parents or rent, please flip to the section about selling crack. The bread and butter of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is sealed product. Just look at this video.
Out of everything I bought, this is probably what I'm most excited about. This is a first edition Yu-Gi-Oh! Box that maybe has a first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon in it. When we rip this on Rip It, this is gonna be an epic night. I'm excited for this one.
It's clear the money's in buying and holding, or hodling, as us investor types like to say. Fun stuff. So here's what you should buy. Legendary Duelists Synchro Storm. The Legendary Duelists series is an incredibly lucrative investment. Each one is modeled off of a favorite character from the anime. So already you're expanding your horizons by catering not only to those looking to flip, but also to those that just like this character. We're beginning with one of the most beloved characters in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, Yu-Go. Legendary Duelist Synchro Storm contains the first print of what would become one of the most powerful synchro monsters ever printed. Baron de Fleur was a monster so powerful that it was eventually banned in the TCG, but it still has an incredible price memory, as well as an aesthetic value to collectors. What's more, it's liable to go up every single ban list season. It's currently legal in Master Duel, which means it hangs on a knife's edge as to whether it is or is not too powerful for the format. I recommend buying these sealed. If you have an electronic scale, such as one you would use for selling weed, which, let's be real, you do, I'd hold on to the heavier boxes, which are more likely to contain the powerful rare cards found inside this set. Moreover, this set contains a type of rarity that's largely fallen out of favor, the Ghost Rare. These legendary white-foiled lenticular cards were only available for a short time attached to powerful monsters throughout the 3rd series of Yu-Gi-Oh! They've come back, but only for individual cards in the Legendary Duelists set, so purchasing as many copies of Crystal Clearwing Synchro Dragon in Ghost Rare is definitely advisable. Next up, let's talk about Legendary Duelists Duels from the Deep. Ever heard of the first series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters? Well, in the first 2 arcs of Duel Monsters, Duelist Kingdom and Battle City, one duelist that Yugi keeps running into is Mako Tsunami. You may not know that Mako Tsunami has an entire set dedicated to him and him alone in Legendary Duelists Duels from the Deep. Like Synchro Storm, this set's a great investment for all the same reasons. But unlike Synchro Storm, this set contains a number of cards that see consistent meta play to this day. By purchasing cards from this set, you'll be widening your list of potential buyers from just collectors and anime fans to collectors, anime fans, and people who play the trading card game. I know! You could play a game with these cards! Who knew? Nash Knight, which debuted in this set, is currently seeing a significant amount of play in Vanquish Soul Canine decks. Forbidden Droplet is an extremely powerful meta staple that's been on and off playable since its original print. It's currently even more available than it's been in the past, courtesy of the new Dark Lord monsters. 7th Ascension helps get 7th Tachyon, the premier search spell in Genesis, the 2nd most popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Format. And of course, no breakdown of a set like this would be complete without an examination of its Ghost Rare. Number 101's Silent Honor Arc is an extremely iconic monster. One of the first really good rank 4s, this card lingers long in the memory of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. It's also seeing fringe play in the aforementioned Vanquish Soul Canine decks as a way to go from Nash Knight into Siegz's Nash Knight, a card also available in this set, to ultimately make the Chaos form of number 101. In short, you are an idiot if you see these boxes anywhere for MSRP and don't immediately buy as many of them as possible. Let's talk about Retro Pack. The Retro Pack is an old release that was designed to get Europe's fledgling Yu-Gi-Oh! Player base up to speed with what was already available in America. These sets were widely available overseas and contained some of the most iconic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Their scarcity in America meant they commanded a huge price tag, but that scarcity was always artificial. As international trade became more and more common, getting Retro Pack cards became easier and easier. To combat this dilution of the market, Konami did something drastic. They re-released the Retro Pack. Imagine all of the incredible, iconic cards you remembered from your childhood reprinted in their original frame. Players loved this product, and as a result, Retro Pack 2 was released shortly after. This set was produced in diminished quantities, which means there's still a little bit of scarcity that warrants purchasing as much sealed product as you can. Cards this iconic are always going to be hot, so make sure you pick these up for the long term. Did you know there's more than one way to play Yu-Gi-Oh? I didn't even know there was one. Konami has experimented a couple of times with alternative ways to play the card game, but because these different ways are so short-lived, the products developed for them are in short supply. You should pick up anything you can find that relates to Battle Pack Draft or Speed Duel. This includes Battle Pack booster boxes, which are guaranteed to never be reprinted, and the individual Speed Duel packs. After they've sunsetted the product, it's unlikely they'll revisit them. Konami couldn't keep these cards on shelves during COVID, so if you find them now, pick them up with the quickness. And finally, the holy grail of them all, sealed boxes of Legacy of Blue Eyes. Legacy of Blue Eyes is Yu-Gi-Oh's first set ever. It's the set in the Logan Paul video.
Out of everything I bought, this is probably what I'm most excited about. This is a first edition Yu-Gi-Oh box that maybe has a first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon in it. When we rip this on Rip It, this is going to be an epic night. I'm excited for this one.
But one issue with early Legacy of Blue Eyes boxes is it reflects the poor print quality of a fledgling card game. Cards are occasionally damaged out of the pack. There are both first edition and unlimited runs with vastly different implications for price. If you're looking for certainty, the best thing you can do is purchase the Legacy of Blue Eyes White Dragon re-wave that happened in 2023. There's an additional upside to purchasing this version of the pack. They're all stamped with the 25th anniversary stamp. The 25th anniversary isn't going to happen again. Every card that could have a 25th anniversary stamp already does. This added layer of exclusivity only proves that these boxes will rise infinitely, or my name isn't the Marketician of Black Chaos. Maybe sealed product just isn't your bag. What do you get if you want individual displayable cards? As we all know, one of the best ways to protect your investment is grading. So if you want something you can put in a slab, here's what you should look out for. Quarter Century Secret Rares. I just spoke about it, but during the 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Konami released an exclusive rarity that was only applied to a few cards. Quarter Century Secret. This foiling pattern is immaculate and totally unique, emblazoned with a 25th anniversary stamp. Not every card got one of these. As a result, you should invest in as many copies of iconic Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters that sport this rarity. Think of monsters that feature on the cover of specific series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Decode Talker for Vrains, Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon for Zexal, even some of the classic monsters played by characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Kaiba's XYZ Dragon Cannon, for instance. On the note of classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters, why not check out the Platinum series? This ultra-exclusive, limited quantity Platinum Finish series of cards was only released once. And what better card to get in a Platinum Finish than Yugi's Dark Magician? Now, I'll be completely honest with you, if you get one of these cards, it's going to come in a Konami display case. But as we all know, the best bang for your buck is to crack it out and place it in a slab from PSA. So if you get one, make sure you treat it right by sending it to a grading agency. While we're on the subject of specialty frames, let me talk to you about Maximum Gold, a specific type of foiling that was only introduced for 2 2 sets total, Maximum Gold and Maximum Gold Eldorado's foiling process is like no other. These gold embossed cards are instantly recognizable and contain some of the most iconic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. I'd double dip, investing in both the retro market and the specialty foiling market by purchasing as many copies of Edison legal cards as I could in this rarity. Think Black Rose Dragon and the Black Rose Dragon alternate art, for instance. On the topic of retro foils, individually powerful cards from formats long forgotten are an incredibly lucrative investment. As a result, I'd invest in as many of these as you can in as pretty a foil as you can find. Goyo Guardian, for instance, has a beautiful platinum secret foiling that would look perfect in any collection. And finally, let's talk about match winners. To individuals who place particularly well at Yu-Gi-Oh events, Konami doles out match winners. These cards, if they attack your opponent's life points and bring them to 0, win not only the game, but also the match. This extremely powerful effect is balanced by the fact that almost all of them are illegal for play, but not all of them. You can double your audience of potential buyers by investing not only in prize cards, but also in prize cards that are currently legal. Now, this is a subset of a subset, but as a collector, I know you're looking for only the best. For that reason, Victory Dragon is probably the most important card you can pick up. While it's not legal in the TCG, it is legal in Genesis format. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Anotherverse monsters that are legal in every format. Now, some of you may be more familiar with collecting memorabilia, and there are non-card investments that'll also work wonders for your portfolio. Let's begin with the Speed Duel coin. As I mentioned, Speed Duel was a short-lived experiment in an alternative way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At some of these events, they gave out a coin to winners that's extremely difficult to come by. There's 2 different variations of this coin, so make sure to buy them both. For those of you that already collect retro video games, I've got a great crossover hit for you, the Early Days Collection. About a year ago, Konami released a collection of a significant amount of Yu-Gi-Oh games made in the late 90s and early aughts. This video game came with individual Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well, so purchase as many copies of the game as you can, get them graded, and grade the cards inside them as well. And finally, sleeves. Konami doesn't often release sleeves, and they even more rarely release outer sleeves. But the Prismatic God Box released years ago came with a small quantity of outer sleeves. Pick up as many of these as possible. They shuffle great, they retain their shine, and they look absolutely wonderful in a collection. And that's that. With this video, I've given you the tools necessary to become a trader just as important to the community as all those people who are going to Costco and beating up children for Pokemon cards. I should mention, under no circumstances should you try actually playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. The game's confusing, annoying, not much fun, and at the end of the day, you don't want to be getting high off your own supply. Instead, head to your local Target and scalp, scalp, scalp. See you at the Team 10 reunion. Hey, so obviously this video is a joke. This isn't financial advice. If you are a scalper that's accidentally stumbled upon this video, I've got bad news for you. This probably is not the game you should be investing in. Konami's extremely aggressive reprint policy means that if you're not buying exactly Grandmaster rares, your only option for true grails is finding someone who already has a private collection and just purchasing all of their shit off of them. Good luck, and honestly, fuck off.